Viva la Franc! Hey folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier, Napoleon, Joaquin Phoenix. I saw this movie today, a matinee. I really made an effort to see this today because it was the last day in IMAX, 3 o'clock. For whatever reason, I didn't rush out and see it, but I definitely wanted to see it on the big screen, and I definitely wanted to see it on IMAX. Although I typically do prefer the Dolby Digital screen auditoriums. Why, you might ask? Because for whatever reason, IMAX, at least around here, does not have recliner seats, and Dolby Digital does. But this IMAX screen was very pleasant. I did get to the theater late. I had many activities and errands to do today. I got to the theater. The movie started at 3. I got there in the auditorium, I would say at 3:35 by the time I actually got in there. And you might be thinking, well, gee whiz, Mike, that's half an hour of the movie you missed. No, because they play at least 20 minutes of previews. So I probably missed 12 or 13 minutes because I think with a big movie like this, they probably had an extra preview or so. And when I got into the theater, the opening scene, I guess spoilers, it's a battle scene, but there was an inner voice in my head that said, don't worry, Mike. You're basically seeing like the beginning. Like there's going to be a lot more to this movie, and I was able to catch up to speed. So the scene that I got in there, and often, folks, I hate myself, and I don't like coming into the movies late because a lot of these filmmakers make the opening scene so important. This one, it was so, I'm sure it was important, and I may make a point of seeing this movie again, honestly, because I enjoyed it, and I would like to see what I missed, but I could kind of pick it up. It's basically the battle that gets Napoleon kind of promoted, okay, where he starts rising in the ranks. Now, look, folks, I guess I'm not a big historian, although I'm French, and, I do find conflict interesting. Storytelling is, conflict is the number one thing, and what better conflict than war, battle? And especially back in the days when we didn't have these nuclear weapons or these machine guns that killed people so easily, you actually had to earn a kill, you know what I mean? Not to be a sicko about it, but I mean, there's something more poetic and more human about the hand-to-hand or even the musket or the sword fights. That's where the real fun is in battle, for those of us that are not doing it. So in any event, folks, I like this movie. I mean, I enjoyed it quite a bit. You know, like the rest of you people, I go on Facebook, I go on Twitter, and I see people, I hate this when people do their little Facebook blurbs. Like, before you realize what you're reading, they've given away their precious opinion about a movie. Oh, Napoleon, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's like, okay, asshole, I get it. At least I do a goddamn video where you have to sit here and watch me talk about it. I like the movie. Look, I'll be honest with you. I'm a great actor. If you've seen my acting over on this channel, Mike Messier Actor Channel, see me in things like The George Odd Show, AAD Show, other wonderful things I've been in. So I can appreciate a great actor when I see one because I know what it's like to be one. And Joaquin Phoenix, I give the guy a lot of credit, folks, and I'll tell you why. Probably before a lot of your times, there was a gentleman named River Phoenix, Joaquin's older brother. Unfortunately, the gentleman passed away, I believe, in 1994, going all the way back. River Phoenix was a great actor. He really was. He was in Stand By Me as a child. A really underrated movie by River Phoenix is A Night in the Life of Jimmy Reardon. River Phoenix was tremendous, and he had a big career ahead of him. Unfortunately, he passed away. And around the time that he passed away, I think his brother was just coming on up in the game. And I think I was thinking about Joaquin Phoenix, and I think the first big thing that he did was something called To Die For. It's a Nicole Kidman vehicle, meaning she's the star of it. A really good Nicole Kidman movie. She looks so hot in that movie. So if you see that movie, if you're looking for an early Joaquin Phoenix, To Die For, I think people forget about that. But then he really kind of made his mark with American Beauty, Oscar-winning film. Of course, some of the people in that movie, namely Kevin Spacey, have had some issues, haven't they? Hashtag canceled. But Thora Birch, if you remember her, and Mina Suvari, remember her, and I Will Sell This House Today, Annette Bening, and all these wonderful people in that movie. The guy that played the neighbor in American Beauty, he was like the flavor of the day for a while. He was like a good character actor. He kind of had a couple of good roles around then. But anyway, Joaquin was in that one with the plastic bag. This is the most beautiful thing in the world. Then we see him in Gladiator, which I saw in the theater 3 times as a young man. And he's really come into his own. So much so, folks, that I'm sure a great deal of you don't know who the hell River Phoenix is. Or if you do, to you, he's a footnote to Joaquin. So I give Joaquin a lot of credit because of a certain generation, you know, River Phoenix was just leaving this huge void. And I believe Joaquin, with the Joker and everything else, I think he's done his brother proud. And I think he's a great actor. And as a great actor myself, I'm man enough to admit it. And I start to wonder when I see a vehicle like this, could I handle a starring role in a film where you're basically in every scene? Could I carry a picture, as they say in the business? I don't know. I think I fucking could. I'd like to try, assholes. So I say, tip of my goddamn American flag hat to Joaquin Phoenix. Very few times will you find me put over somebody like I just did to him. I think he's a great actor. I think he takes every role seriously. There was another movie I saw where he played like this quirky ADHD guy. I'm trying to remember. It had a weird title to the movie. But I like Joaquin Phoenix's acting. And in this movie, he takes on a real bad guy. Now, people have put Napoleon, I believe, I could be wrong, but they've put him in the same sentence with Adolf Hitler and other things. I'll tell you a funny anecdote. You want to hear one? I was once being recruited or drafted into a multi-level marketing scam. Some crap that was like, it was like some type of elixir. It was like a liquid, whatever the fuck. And the guy trying to sell me this shit was like a British guy. He had like a British accent. And I come in and I'm like, go to some seminar or whatever the fuck. And I'm filling out the paperwork and I'm signing my name. And he notices me signing my name with my left hand. And he says, "Oh, you're left-handed? Napoleon was left-handed. Hitler was left-handed. All the great leaders were left-handed." It's like, holy shit, this motherfucker just put me in the same damn sentence with Napoleon and Hitler. And he was saying it like he had an apostrophe in front of the H. He wasn't even saying Hitler, he said Hitler and Napoleon. All the great leaders were left-handed, with this maniacal look at his fucking eye. So, needless to fucking say, that was the last time I went to that opportunity. Okay, god damn. Those things are still around, the Amways and all the horse shit. There's an interesting documentary on Amazon Prime, I believe, about Lulu Rich. You know, women's clothing, another multi-level marketing scam. Anyway, let's go back to this movie. Beautiful woman played Josephine. Now, I guess I'm just not very good with my history, folks. I'll be honest. I didn't realize Napoleon had a fucking brother. I fucking thought Napoleon was Italian. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I thought Napoleon was Italian the whole time, but he's French. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Sorry. But, I mean, I really just didn't know my history about Napoleon, and now I have this slanted view. One asshole on Facebook said, well, this, I think he was actually a friend of mine, he said, this movie feels like it was written by Napoleon, because Napoleon is like the good guy in this thing. Like, we're really experiencing things from his point of view. He's got this horrible wife, Josephine. He marries this woman. He inherits her 3 brats. And then she's cheating on him right away, and he still loves her. And whoever the actress was, very beautiful woman. So, I mean, that's always the key. Nice face, nice eyes. And you can see why they cast her because, I mean, she is kind of a showstopper, okay? You know, so I like the movie. I mean, I didn't really know all this stuff. I do feel like this is a movie that I'd like to see on the big screen again. I'd prefer to see it on an IMAX or Dolby Digital. I guess I missed the ship. And to be quite honest, I don't know if this movie's setting the world on fire as far as the not to say the ratings, but the attendance. I'm trying to think of other aspects of this movie. The battle scenes were great. I always feel weird about the horses, like the poor horses were getting shot with cannons. How do they fucking do that in these movies? I mean, it's not all, I mean, is it all CGI? Because the horses look very realistic. They look like they're flopping around and getting beat up. But they can't do that, you know? So anyway, I like Napoleon. Good job, Joaquin. I say go see it. MikeMessier.com. Buy my books. Buy my art. The Foreign Object on eBay.